Hello guys, so this time we're gonna be talking about the third type conditional. If you remember last time we talked about past perfect and past modals. This time we're gonna use the two topics together. Before we start, I'm gonna make a summary of how and when we use the other type of conditionals. First, we're gonna have the past, the present, and the future. If, for example, you want to express something in the present, that is truth, then what you're gonna say is something like this. If I study, I pass English. Si estudio, paso inglés, right? What type of conditional is this? This is the zero type conditional. It's the present. Now, if I want to say something probable, then I may say something like this. If I study, I will pass English. Si estudio, pasaré. Okay, so what type of conditional is this? This is the first type conditional, and it expresses something probable in the future. Between the present and the future, we have what we call something improbable, and it's something like this. If I studied, I would pass English. Si estudiara, pasaría inglés. Okay, this is our second type conditional. And if we want to express something in the past that is improbable, so we're gonna say something like this. If I had studied, I would have passed English. Si hubiese o hubiera estudiado, hubiera o hubiese pasado inglés. You know, then in Spanish we have different conjugations of the verses, a little bit more complicated, but never mind. This is our third type conditional. Okay, so this is a general view of all of the types of conditionals we have in English, and now we're gonna focus on this, which is something improbable in the past. Let's look at the structure right here. First, obviously, this is a conditional, so we're gonna use if all the time. In the if part, I'm gonna use the past perfect, that is had plus the past participle. And in the result, I'm gonna use the modal plus have plus past participle, like the modals in the past we studied previously. Which modals can you use? You can use would, could, should, might, and may. So for example, if you want to say something like si ella hubiese estudiado, ella habría pasado la prueba. So you're gonna say, if she had studied, she would have passed the test. Obviously, in all of the conditionals, I can put this at the beginning or I can put it at the end, okay? And it's the same thing. I can say, if she had studied, she would have passed the test, or she would have passed the test if she had studied. It's the same thing. Now, when do we use the third type conditional? We're gonna use it for unreal or imaginary situations in the past. For example, I can say, if I had won the lottery, I would have left my job. This is not real, okay? And it was something imaginary. This is not gonna happen, so I use the third type. I can also use it to express regret. For example, if I hadn't gone to bed so late last night, I would have woken up on time this morning. Okay, I went to bed really late yesterday, so today I woke up late. So I regret. I used the third type conditional. Or I can say something to criticize somebody or something. For example, if you hadn't used too much salt, the soup wouldn't have been so disgusting. Okay? If you pay attention right here, the structure is the same. Past perfect plus past modals. And obviously, I can transform these sentences and I can use this at the beginning and this at the end. The soup wouldn't have been so disgusting if you hadn't used too much salt. Remember that if the condition is at the beginning, we use a beautiful comma. If it is at the end, we don't use a comma, we don't need it. Hope this video was useful. Next time we're gonna be looking at negatives and questions.